Good evening from the Philippines. This is my the tale of my love of rasps. When I started woodworking and I hit the garage sales, everybody had 1 or 2 or 5 Nicholson rasps, and I bought lots of them. When I moved here, I pared it all down to my 2 favorites, a number 49 and a number 50. They're both pretty aggressive, nice quality, general purpose rasps, and I do use them still a lot. And even though Nicholson no longer has the reputation that they once had, you can find old ones and they're very good, but that's not what this is really about. I discovered when I discovered rasps that, unlike the cliche about most hand tools, which is it's the skill of the user more than the tool, a good rasp almost works itself. It doesn't particularly need to be tuned up or sharpened unless it's really gone dull after many years. They're almost so intuitive and easy to use. I fell in love with them right away. Then I read, well, first, let me backtrack. Doing guitar work, here's a neck, by the way, that I'm working on. So I wanted to get small rasps. So then I got a set of Grove Modeler's rasps. Let's see if in 5 different profiles. I've had these at least 20 years. These are really nice quality rasps also, but they're manufactured. They are not hand stitched. I then bought a set of karate needle rasps. I love these. These are really nice. Use them for very fine work. They've got a nice handle that you unscrew and you put the rasp in, then you switch it out to the other piece, and very cool. But I had heard, this again is over 20 years ago, about the joys of the hand-stitched rasp. And that meant that a rasp, each tooth of which was hand cut by an artisan. But I didn't have any of those. And didn't even know where to get them. And I knew they were expensive. But then, again, this is about 20 years ago, Luthier's Mercantile, LMI, started selling what they advertised as hand-stitched rasps that somebody was making for them. And they sold the rasps and handles that you could handle your rasp. So I broke down and I bought 2. These 2. Beautiful handles. I can't really take much credit for them. The handles, that is. The moment these touched wood, I was in love. I found that the hand-stitched rasp, in some remarkable way, aggressively cut wood, while at the same time being absolutely effortless, and also, if I wanted to, putting on a pretty smooth cut as well. So these, for the last 20 years, have been really my go-to rasp. The cabinet size, I think this is an 8-inch rasp, and then the smaller modeler's rasp. Still, over the years, I would hear about the 2 great French companies, Orio and Louisier, and I was interested. Could a rasp be better than those, or at least as good? Luthier's Mercantile stopped selling them many years ago, and so that was the end of that. About a year ago, I decided I'd bite the bullet, spend $100, and buy a Louisier. So I got this rat tail. It's pretty good. I didn't have the same instant love affair with this. For one thing, I didn't particularly like the handle. I thought, it's okay. For $100, could have been better. The rasp works quite well, but still somehow I didn't have that almost orgasmic joy that I had when I got those 2 LMI hand-stitched rasps. But it's a nice rasp. I wondered, could Orio be any better? But being a little gun-shy, having bought the Louisier, I wasn't sure. And then there was the Richard Arnold Auction. And for those members of Unplugged Woodworkers, you know all about this. Many auction lots came up. I bid on 4 or 5 of them. I quickly got outbid, and thought, I'm not going to get anything here. And then the day before the auction itself, the last item that was placed for auction was a set of 3 Auriou Rasps. So I said, oh, I got it. Let me see if I can get these. So I did. I won. And I got 3 Auriou Rasps. Cabinet maker rasp. This is a medium, what they call a 10 grit. So I think it's a 9-inch long rasp. The handle is not bad. It's black walnut, or it's walnut anyway. Nice ferrule. So actually, it's quite an acceptable handle, if unspectacular, but nice. And then a 7-inch modeler's rasp. That's a little bit bigger than my old LMI rasp. And this is a 13 stitch, so pretty fine. And a 6-inch modeler's rasp with a 15 stitch, very fine. I'm a little reticent to put them any more to this neck, because this neck is almost at the position I want it to be, but just a little bit. The cabinet maker one is very aggressive. It can take wood off very quickly. I loved it instantly because, I mean, it could just slide through wood. And at the same time, if you want to back off, you can take a fairly smooth cut with this. This is going to be, I am sure in the future, a real go-to tool. The 7-inch modeler, equally, but much finer. So again, this will take off a fair amount of wood as well, but not aggressive. So here is the 6-inch, very fine, and this really puts a fine surface. This is a mahogany neck. So this doesn't take off a lot of wood, but it takes off enough and puts a very nice smooth surface on the wood. Smooth enough to, prep you for scraping, sanding, however you're gonna finally do things. So at first, I didn't like it quite as much because, it doesn't take that much off. But then I came to like it a great deal because it produces such a refined, smooth, final rasp surface. See, I love doing this to the point I'll overdo it, which we don't want to do. So, the Orious, similar to the Luthier, are about $100, or maybe in the UK, approximately 100 pounds. And they're really nice. So, I now have a plethora of hand-stitched rasps. I'm a very happy rasper. So I thought I'd give this a brief review. The nature of a rasp is I can't really show you anything that's going to convince you. You have to put the tool to wood and really feel A, what it'll do to the wood, and B, how easy it is to use in your hands, which in my case, as an old fart, the aging hands and arms, this is great because these rasps simply slide through the wood. You have to put almost no effort out, unlike most hand tools where you've got to use a certain amount of muscle power. Not with these. They will slide through the wood and produce a really wonderful result. So if you ever get a chance, I'd encourage you to check out Orio.